dream. Like, I was like, oh shit, let me just wake up, bro. Like, oh, but yeah, Fred was shit, yeah. But everybody's like naming individual players, yeah.
Yeah.
But my thing is, it starts from David De Gea. Once one player makes
Yep.
a mistake, yeah, it sets the whole
Inherit.
tone. It's
Facts.
2-1 now. You've set the whole tone for the second half. You've made the mistake so early. You set the whole tone for the second half. The defense was doing great until that. And
Yeah.
then eventually they got shaky. They start panicking. Oh, it's a
Yeah.
2-1 lead. Then they go 2-2 because they were shaky. Now they're
Yeah.
panicking. Then we go 3-2 and we're doing
Yeah.
okay or whatever. But it just set the tone, man. David De Gea set the tone. And one thing that Maguire, see me, yeah, I break Maguire. Wait. Oh no, it's come. Yeah, what Maguire tries to do, yeah, and I think it's because of his £80 million price tag, is he don't. All right, when he's defending, he don't defend like a normal defender. Yeah, what he does is he defends like, I've been bought for 80 million. I have to save the team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll see him do certain things, and I know why he's doing it, because it's football. Like, I understand his psychology. I understand the reason why he's keeping everybody on, because he's thinking, I want to be the last defender. If anything goes wrong, I want to be able to sweep it up instead of just holding the line. And that's
Yeah.
experience. Do you know what I mean? Experience is,
Yeah.
we hold the line. We hold the line. If the ball comes in, all of these guys are offside.
Yeah.
Maguire's thing is, I'm the captain. I was bought for 8 million. I'm not holding the line. I'm just gonna clear it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But you can't beat the game. The game is you hold the line. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's done that bare times. Like, bare times, people will just say, "Oh, Maguire shit." Da, da, da. I know why he's doing it. He's trying to save the team, but with him trying to save the team, he's fucking up the team. And this is what somebody needs to just basically say to him, like, bro, just play the game. Play football.
Yeah.
Play the game. The game is you defend as a unit. You don't go on some maverick thing and try and save the team, because you're going to hurt the team. He's done it bare times, bro. Like, maybe like 5-6 mistakes here over the past 2 years or year and a half since he's been here. It's because of he's tried to save the team. Stop trying to save the team, bro. It's a defensive unit. You're not one man. Yeah, and yeah, that was probably like that him. But yeah, man, it just starts from De Gea, man. Like Fred shit. People, I know people saying that Oli should have brought on Fred and Fred chaos or whatever. But we can get by winning that game. Everton probably score in the last minute. The game ends 2-1. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
We can get by on that game with Fred on, if De Gea don't make that mistake, because he was on top of Everton, and then when they scored, the whole game just flipped. So yeah, man, it's just kind of like poor, man. There's a series of errors, obviously, but what sets the tone is if you can't trust your keeper, and that's why Maguire's obviously trying to like stay as the last man, because he can't trust De Gea. Do you know what I mean? He's like, I can't trust my keeper. Let me try and help him out. Da, 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 da. But really and truly, it's like, fam, like last minute, yeah. I don't care. I do not care what happens. Last minute, my keeper's coming for everything.
Yeah.
Last second, sorry. I don't care. Because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get a foul. 9 times
Just
out of 10,
come out and smother the ball, like. And
come
you know what was like actually like I know we were bantering yesterday, but
yeah.
like, in terms of Man United's performance with the ball, your ability to create chances, like that was a genuinely proper like team performance in my opinion.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Like you lot actually played some good stuff.
Yeah,
and the goal,
man.
some of the goals as well, like that Bruno one as well, like top goals.
Bad, yeah. That was a sick goal, bro. Like, our performance wasn't bad. Like, I wasn't mad at the performance, especially for like the first 45, 50 minutes until Calvert-Lewin fucking crossed it and whoever scored or whatever. The performance was not bad. But again, like one thing I think fans need to do, especially at Man United fans. In fact, like every fan has that subsection of fans that don't really look at the game from like a human aspect. They look at a game like we're playing pro, innit? We're playing FIFA.
Like everything is
everything's like robotic or whatever. You have to think about it like the game, from a psychological aspect, as soon as De Gea makes that mistake, the game's done. Do you know what I mean? That's how I already looked at it. I was like, the game is done. Like, the defenders are done. Like, they're rattled now because it was only 2-1. If we went and scored the third goal before they scored that goal, I think we would have won. But they got the first goal. Boom, 2-1. You're rattled. I thought it was going to end in a 2-2 draw. Like, when we got the 3-2, I was a bit surprised. Like, do you know what? I genuinely thought we'd win 3-2. That's a lie. I thought we'd win 3-2 because that's why I told them, man, to stay on the line, stay on the
Yeah.
Discord, because I genuinely thought we would score. Yeah, and I thought Everton may score, but when it got to like stoppage time, I thought we'd won it. To be honest, I genuinely thought we'd won it. But then, yeah, man, De Gea, man, like any top class goalkeeper, even like the middle keepers in the league and that, bro, last second, they're coming to collect it. They're going through everybody. They're getting the foul, whistle blows, game done. And De Gea stays on his line every single time. Like, how can a tactic of other teams be to stand on De Gea? De Gea plays for Manchester United. Don't play for fucking Burnley or whatever. He's playing for the team in this, the team currently second in the league, and and teams like fucking Sheffield United are targeting our keeper. Does that even make any sense?
So, like, what do you lot do, like, long term now? Because obviously, and the thing is, his plight was scary. Because I remember when there were talks about him wanting to sign a new deal, I was one of the people that was saying, like, yo, he's done so much for this club, like, he deserves X, Y, Z. But,
I was one of the people that no. I was like, no, man. Like, because I didn't trust him. Like the thing is, he. So the season he signed a new deal, he'd come off a season of fuckery. Like, he had done a madness, yeah. But what people thought is, like you said, he's done a madness. Yeah, he's been so good for us. It's maybe like a one season blip. Let's sign it because it's gonna be hard to get a keeper at that level. And we was going off his 2018 form where he was phenomenal. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So let's sign it. Me personally, I was like, nah. I don't believe in that. Like, the mistakes he was making were, I couldn't get with it. Do you know what I'm saying? So now he's signed. Now he's on 300 and something K, and he's fucking, I don't know, 30 now, and he's got like 4 years left on his contract, or three or 4 years left on his contract, and that. The only club in the whole world that can take him is PSG.
And they're not going to sign him, are they?
And then they're not going to take him. Why would they take him? Why? Like, if he, for example, this season, if he had like been sick this season, I think we would have been able to shift him. But these mistakes have like killed him. He's killed his value. So he just has to sit on the bench, innit? We're just gonna have to swallow it. Like people are talking about Oblak and that, but I think that we can capitalize on that Barca's need for peas and that, or whatever. But that's gonna cost a mad fee in itself. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, man, it's an unlucky one, to be honest, man.
Yeah, like, personally, I can't see you lot making moves on a new keeper, because you got, especially with Henderson there as well. Like, I feel like De Gea 370k a week, Henderson 150k a week. I don't think they're gonna see it as a priority, man.
I think they may give Henderson a try, but all he needs to get rid of that seniority thing, innit? He's given De Gea enough rope. Yeah, I'm saying, but then when Henderson's coming, he hasn't exactly covered himself in glory. In fact, I remember him making like one mistake, maybe like a couple of months ago. And he hasn't really been good. But then again, is that down to nervousness? Is that down to like continuity, like not playing?
I think it's a bit of both. He hasn't got to run a game, so like, it's just tuck him here and there. Like,
it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Like, it's hard, and it's like, it's like Man United's a bigger club than Sheffield, whereas Sheffield, he had no pressure in it. Whereas Man United, he has pressure, and he was sick for Sheffield for maybe like 3/4 of a season, and then like towards the end,
whole season, to be honest. I know he made like
I think towards the end he done a couple things. So maybe 95% of the season he was sick for Sheffield and that or whatever. So I think it's hard to just come in for the odd game and then just be 10 out of 10. Like, so I do cut him some slack there, but De Gea ain't it. That's basically it. Like, that's the be all and the end all. De Gea is not it, man. He's not it. He's not it. I don't know what we can do, but he is not it, man. Fucking horrible.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, that guy.
Yeah, he struggled yesterday big time for both the goals.
I can probably, if I've got time, I can look at maybe 10 games over the space of the last 2 years, 3 years, where he's cost us.
There'll be more than 10 for sure.
Probably 10, probably more, because the season that we missed out on, so not last season, the season before that, we missed out on top 4 because of De Gea. He cost us top 4.
David De Gea?
Yeah, 2 seasons ago, he cost us top 4.
Oh, in 18-19, he was horrible.
He was
He had a sick game
horrible.
against us that year, but he was
Yeah.
horrible.
Horrible. He was literally the reason why we didn't get top four. Like, it was mad. And bro, like, even for example now, like, for example, say the Sheffield year. See the Sheffield game. Even though like he was pushed and it shouldn't have been a goal, you have to be stronger for that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You have to be stronger for that. So I'd say cost us the Sheffield games, cost us a couple other games. He's cost us in the Champions League. Him and Fred have cost us in the Champions League. They've cost us in Europa. Fam, like, he's cost us so many big games. For me, it just wipes out everything he's done, bro. Like, there's no point. Like, you might as well just be sold, bro, or just sit on the bench and then come on for that FA Cup and all that shit, bro. But yeah, man. What do you man think of this game anyway?
Like, we should be winning. Go on.
Yeah.
We should be winning, but
Yeah, Kane has a couple good chances.
Yeah. When we're putting the ball into good areas, players are missing chances and we're fluffing the final ball.
Yeah.
Like Kane has legitimately been pants. Like, he's getting into good position.
I expect that in it, man.
Good effort there. Well, decent effort there though. But yeah.
I expect
we
that.
should win, but like, it's just, bruv, score, man. Just score.
Yeah.
Because the longer we give West Brom confidence that they can get something out of this game, the worse it's going to be for us, man.
Yeah, it's true. Like, if you don't score against these teams early, like, it's gonna get the pressure gets peaked.
Yeah, they either just sit in their shape,
or
they'll get some jammy goal. Go on, that's class.
They'll get some next deflection, bruv.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and the thing is, Kane looks off it, and it's to be expected because I don't think he's fully 100%. But it's a needs must situation where the manager is so desperate for a result that
he needs to play him.
He needs to play. Aurier's played well though. He's played very well. I feel like him and Lamela are. It feels weird complimenting them, but him and Lamela have actually
been decent.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Just score, man. Honestly, score. I don't understand it. OBS played a couple good passes too as well. Like, come on, man, be strong.
Let's just put it this way. I'd prefer us to be playing like this and not have scored yet than be sitting behind the ball waiting for one or two opportunities over the course of a game.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
I agree.
Like, I can deal with guys missing chances if we're creating a lot.
Yeah.
Law of averages will get one out of the five or six chances. But yeah, Kane doesn't look sharp.
Passing today, you know.
Say that again.
I need a comp of Hojbjerg's passing today. Like, he's putting some really good sprays today, man. And passing between the lines as well, man.
He's good at just shifting the ball. Like, that's what he's in there for. Like,
oh shit. BRB. Has someone got a newborn baby or something?
Oh, that's my daughter still.
Oh shit! When did you have a daughter?
She's like 6 months now.
Oh, congrats!
Yeah.
How's it been?
Thanks, brother. Yeah, good. She's the youngest of three, innit? So
okay,
more of the same,
But
for us.
The reason why I'm asking is because I'm having a daughter. The due date is in March, innit? So,
congrats, brother.
Yeah, love, man.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Bro, congrats, Ebi.
Love.
Let me buy a quick refill pack for me.
Yeah.
The
but I'm just thinking about the sleep and that, bruv.
Yeah, just try and top up as you can, because you ain't sleeping for like a couple years still.
Yeah.
Very solid, as I've said.
No, it's funny. Like that's pretty much the only thing about parenting that's a little bit dead still is the fact that your sleep just never recovers.
Yeah. The only reason why I'm a bit lucky. I'm a bit lucky because I used to work nights in it, and I used to sleep for like 3-4 hours anyway. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So like I'm used to shit sleep. Like it's so
like
it's
my 3-year-old is like a sleep terrorist.
oh
If he catches me taking a nap, he comes over and he like
I'm
pries my eyes open and shit.
I'm dead.
It's mad.
Oh shit. Yeah. My kids are the best, man. Funniest.
What?
One second, lads. I'll be back.
Yeah, brother. Come. Ah. Go on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you shitting me, man?
Yeah, Kane's not 100%, man. He's not 100%.
Fuck's sake. Come on, man.
What are you man saying? Did they put that gorilla glue on Kane's ankle?
For fuck's sake, man.
Oh,
chances are there, though, like you said, sir.
Man. Do you know what? I didn't expect him to play today, so I'm surprised that he's there, man.
That is madness. I checked the lineup. I was thinking, oh, maybe it's gonna be Lucas or Vinicius. I saw Kane. I was like, no, maybe it's a mistake.
Yeah, man. You know what? Let's get a goal, get him a couple or something, and then just bring him off, man.
Oh, it's not a bad save, to be honest.
I'm surprised you guys didn't put Kane up top. I mean, Bale, up top.
Bale might be dusted, man.
Oh no, you'd have guessed.
Yeah, man. Kane, Bale's physically, man. He's not there anymore, man.
You know what? The might be is what's killing me. Bale is finished, bro.
Yeah, he is, man. Now the thing is, though, you see, what I would want from him I don't even mind. He doesn't have to start for me. Just come on and give me 20 minutes of something like every game. That's all I want.
What's that? From who?
From Bale. I'm not asking him to put out, 9, 8,
Bro.
9, 10 every week. I just want him to give me 20 where he causes some sort of problem for the opposition.
It's insane, man. That's what 260 bags to do what? That money could have been a lot more. That money could have been a lot more better spent.
Oh, it's nasty, man.
It's mad. Like imagine look at Odegaard, for instance. If you guys went and took him on loan, that'd have been perfect. You'd have had a career off.
Go on.
It would have been perfect for you guys because you guys have been missing that 10 for a while.
Yeah, we have. Well, at least since Eriksen. Since
Eriksen fell off. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit! I'm just imagining Odegaard behind Kane and Son. Wait, interesting man to see. Plus, Real Madrid like to let their players go on loan just to get them
get that work experience. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh.
No way.
Free header. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
What's this
Fucking
regen
hell,
money,
man.
though, man?
Jesus Christ.
That's a good save.
Straight at him, to be honest, but yeah. He had to. That Diana guy had to bury that. I'm sorry.
Bring it here for the time being, and I'll put it on this one.
Oh, God, come on, man.
They've got a bit of confidence now. With me? Yeah, of course.
Get up. No foul. Get up.
These lot smell blood, mate.
On.
Look at this.
Sake. Oh.
Set piece, last kick of the half. What are we saying? Goal?
No goal. Not confident in any of these set pieces.
Ooh.
Oh, Spurs, man.
Fucking hell, man.
I'm telling you, man. If we lose today, Jose's gone, man. Where do we pick up a win if we lose today as well? We got Everton in the cup and then Man City next in the league.
Does that make you want Spurs to lose?
No.
A little bit.
For the greater good.
I can't lie, man. I want to see if Levy has any backbone. Yeah, trust me. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, get him out my club, blah 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 blah, because I do want us to win games. Like,
yeah, of course.
But at the same time, I am intrigued. I mean, we've got a League Cup final to look forward to, but that's about it. Outside of that, like, I'm not confident of us doing anything else. So let's see what happens. If we lose, then we get to see what Levy's really made of.
So, like, you definitely think he'll be forced to act if it's a loss, not necessarily in terms of sacking him, but like the pressure is mounting.
100%.
What about a draw? What about a
draw? A draw is still a big indictment, but it's not an L, innit?
Yeah,
like, if you lose 4 games on the bounce in the league,
that's on his head. That's on his record, isn't it?
Yeah, like you've got to take some sort of inquest for that, man. Like, especially because the season's only going to get more and more difficult.
Come on, man. It's West Brom at home as well, man. Come on.
West Brom.
No offense, man, but West Brom at home. We shouldn't even think whether a draw is a decent result. Get these bums out.
And we've seen, like, in the all access Amazon thing, we've seen like where it is behind the scenes when it gets to round about this point. Do you know what I'm saying? People are having conversations. As obviously just Chelsea, because Chelsea are in a similar situation. Obviously, you don't want your team to lose, but for me, it's like I believe the greater good was Lampard going. So I 100% didn't want us to win games. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I 100% didn't want us to win games.
That is nasty, man.
That's nasty.
I can hear the smile in his voice as well.
You can say it's
I can hear the smile in his voice.
Was at Spurs when Tim Sherwood was manager. I wanted us to lose every game. I would go to White Hart Lane and I'd be like, "Yo, please lose, please lose. I want to see this L, man."
But do you know why? Because you're a true fan. Because you care about your club. Here's the thing: the January transfer window is coming up, and if you're keeping him, you kind of have to back him. If you're making a decision to keep decision early, if you don't feel this enough to know that he's not the guy. So, like, but I understand at the same time the board, they kind of have to balance it with making sure that the fans are with the decision too. You can't act too early. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I want him out.
I mean, to be fair, if fans were in the stadium, this would have been toxic already, man.
Yeah.
Like, we've basically just been mid-table at best since the turn of the year. Like, we've been
This is mad, man.
Like,
From title push to this.
Yeah, but
it's mental.
The funny thing is, when Mourinho first came in, Spurs, there was a lot of Spurs fans that wasn't embracing him. It was that run of games that kind of made it easier for Jose to come in. The reason why I say that is that he doesn't have that long a rope. He's not at Chelsea, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have that previous history of winning you stuff. So I do believe if fans was in the stadium right now, then the atmosphere would be kind of toxic.
And that's the thing for me. Results. I can take bad results if the performance is there. Like, that's been the case for me since I was a kid. Do you get what I mean? Like, you just want to see components of the game that resonate with you. Like, for me, it's not all just about the winning. Like, winning is important. Obviously, it'd be stupid to say otherwise. But if I see that there's actually a game plan, if I see that there's like a structure, if I see that the players have bought into the manager, I can deal with results not going away. At the minute, it's like...
I'll challenge that. Sorry, just quickly, I'll challenge that just because, like, let's say you're an Arsenal who you can see components of football, you know what I'm saying? You can see some good football, but it's not winning football. Do you know what I'm saying? How long does that keep you happy for?
Well, the how long is relative to what your expectations are, isn't it? So, I won't use Arsenal as an example because they're going to get rattled by what I say. But let's take Spurs for an example. Under someone like Sherwood and AVB, like that little era, we ended up in a situation where we were just treading water. We were just between a rock and a hard place, if you will. We needed total upheaval, and nobody wanted to make that change. So, no matter how many good results we got under Sherwood, it was clear that it wasn't a long-term solution. So nothing was going to make that situation better. For someone like Pochettino, in those last few months, all I wanted to see is us revert back to basics, and it never happened. So you get to that point where you start getting itchy feet, where you're like, if we continue in this trend, we're probably going to be worse off than if we make a drastic change now. So I think once it gets to that type of situation where you're sort of, you don't really see a light at the end of the tunnel, that's when you start to look for change. I genuinely don't think Arsenal are in that place yet, because of the fact that if they had never went with the Unai Emery signing and went straight from Wenger to Arteta, it would have been clearer. It would have been clearer at that point that they were going through a rebuild, whereas they tried to cheat the system a little bit and sort of go straight back to where they felt they belonged. And I think for a team that's had a manager for that long, who's brought that much success, I think that's the wrong approach.
For clarification, I wasn't even talking about Arsenal right now. I was talking about Arsenal under Wenger. Do you know what I'm saying? For a lot of the time, it was decent football, but it wasn't winning football. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do feel like when people say, as long as the performance is good, I'm cool. I don't necessarily think, especially for a winning club, that's a good enough. I feel like you have to be chasing winning as the number one. And then obviously it's more desirable winning and performance. But like an Arsenal is a perfect example of me as a club that I've seen as good performances, but not winning, and it still doesn't satisfy anything. Do you know what I'm saying?
Harry Kane, and then
I think that's down to their fan base, though, man. Like,
around Harry Kane.
Obviously, for me,
on the ball.
they're sort of the second half of Wenger's tenure there is obviously marred by the fan reception to him. But if you look at it, it's like that 10-year period or whatever coincided with Man City becoming a powerhouse or trending in the direction of a powerhouse, us getting a lot better, Liverpool sort of building towards being relevant again. Like there was a lot of change around them. So
there was change, but there was positive change for everybody else, and there wasn't growth for Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why Arsenal fans, I believe, have the reason to be upset, because if you're in a good position and Liverpool can build and trend upwards, why can't Arsenal? Do you know what I'm saying? So if Spurs is trending upwards, Liverpool are doing it, why not Arsenal?
They come to be stiff.
So under Wenger, though, I genuinely believe that like he was keeping them in a position where they could still even have that expectation. I think if they made a change from where they were, given the amount of money that they were looking to spend and all of that type of stuff, like the clear behind the scenes aspects that caused them to sort of fall off, I think he actually did a good job in steadying the ship, because it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse, man.
It could look, everything can be a lot better or a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that kind of mindset, that's what kind of keeps you in the same place. You know what I'm saying? That fear that things can be a lot worse. Because 100%, if you make the change, it might not work out the first time, but at least you're on the road to trying to get better. Do you know what I'm saying? At least that hunger's there. I feel like with the Wenger situation, it was just taking way too long. Do you know what I'm saying? It was way too long. They should have pulled the trigger ages ago. And I feel like with Pochettino, I feel like it was premature. It was like you just.
So do I.
Yeah, he was just in the Champions League final. Like for me, it was crazy. He was a highly sought after manager. Yeah, United, like Mariah was big on getting into him. Like it just didn't make any sense. Potentially, what it was is that I think Sai, you said that Levy is a big fan of Mourinho, and he just saw the opportunity to get Mourinho, and that's maybe why he
100%.
decided. But I think it was a silly decision still.
So do I.
Agreed.
I'll never understand it. It's one of those things like, at the very least, Pochettino deserved and had earned the right to basically repair the damage that had been done.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we weren't ever really gonna improve over the course of that season anyway. So give him until summer. Like the worst that could have happened is we would have finished in the bottom half of the table. Like
Do you know
that would
what?
have been the worst of it.
I'm looking forward to that
You know
game
what?
against Marseille.
So I was going to quickly say, I don't believe that Roman would have sacked him. I don't believe that Roman would have sacked Pochettino, because a year without you went to the Champions League final. You even had a year without them even giving him money to spend. Do you know what I'm saying?
Precisely.
I feel like it was so premature, that sacking, and I think it was a little bit of Levy trying to say, "Hey, we're a big club. You can't have these mediocre results." And I think like he was trying to act like a big club rather than using sense. That's just the way it came across to me.
He's got a track record of that. Like that's the only aspect of Daniel Levy's time at Spurs that I'm critical of. Like I can deal with us not spending as much as the rest of the clubs in the Prem. Like I can deal with that. Like that's not the only way to build a squad, in my opinion.
100.
The fact of the matter is, though, is he has these token gestures that he does. Like when he signed Van der Vaart, I felt that was a token gesture. When he signed Davids, that was a token gesture. When he went and got Gallas, that was a token gesture. When he went out and got AVB, it was a token gesture. Like he's known for these things where he needs to mark like these little periods of his time as a chairman with like these marquee pieces that signify, okay, this is our new sort of stature as a club, and
You said Gallas
Mourinho is definitely part of that.
You said Gallas.
But no, like if you look at the timing where he brought Gallas in, and him and Redknapp basically just went on this weird spree of bringing in like these guys that were past their best but had a little bit of that quote unquote winning mentality. That's all we became, like, and it was jarring, man.
That fits with Mourinho, isn't it? Past these best,
Precisely.
but when you look at his history, it's littered with kind of success.
It's like even Adebayor, like who would have thought Adebayor would have ever went to Tottenham Hotspur? Like, why would you do that?
Brother. Yeah,
why would you do that? Like,
I think maybe that's just a natural stage of a club that is kind of trying to be something. Well, it's not necessarily a natural stage because you don't have to go through it. But I see it with Everton too, in terms of, these guys used to be at the big clubs. We have the opportunity to get them now. Do you know what I'm saying? It kind of gives us some pedigree.
exactly.
But Spurs shouldn't be that. You don't need that. Like you said, you don't need that. Like the year you went to the Champions League final, you didn't spend any money. Do you know what I'm saying? If I'm correct. So, yeah, it's weird. I definitely think that you should pull the trigger on Mourinho, just because like the coaches that are at the top that are doing bits. They all got like these new ideas. The fact that I think Lampard, even though he was young, he was one of those dinosaur coaches. I feel like he was very much influenced by Mourinho, and I just feel like the progressive, like even just seeing Tuchel at Chelsea, the progressive nature, the attacking football. You know what I'm saying? The actual coaching, the new ideas. Just someone with ideas. If I was a Spurs fan, I definitely want one of those type of coaches. I don't know Nagelsmann enough to know if he's one of those type of coaches. But I definitely think Rodgers is prime for the taking. I'd do everything to get him. But, and I think that... Say again?
Rodgers was pretty much the guy that I wanted at the time that we went out and got Pochettino. Like, yeah. I wasn't hot on Pochettino in the same way that I'm not, what's it called? Hot on Happen 9-0. But it's one of them ones, like, we definitely need someone that's progressive, because we've seen our biggest period of success, if you will, under a progressive coach. So going the complete opposite, I get the sort of mindset behind it. It's like, okay, cool. Like we've sort of hit a bit of a glass ceiling. We've hit that brick wall now. Let's just try and get over the hump. but it's not working. It's not working. These players are basically having to unlearn all of the things that made them who they are, and that to me is to the detriment of the long-term success of the club.
So yeah, quickly, with the way I see it is, like at companies, you have like contractors, and then you have actual people that are employed, the long-term workers. I feel like the way that the Mourinho types, the Simeone types, the Conte types, because their hunger is to win immediately, and it's not about, okay, what's the long term. And a lot of their management is focused on the emotion, getting the most out of players emotionally, get them to run through brick walls for them, etc., etc. And that's most of what wins for them. And I feel like that's such a short-term thing, because you can't rely on emotion forever. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't always be the team that wants it most to win. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
And so like when you compare it to other managers who might also develop the emotion of it, but also they're still like, Rodgers is big on the emotional side, but at the same time he's building like, okay, patterns of play, tactics, progressiveness, outthinking other managers, you know what I'm saying, with all that kind of ball work. That's a long-term thing. That's something that you kind of build on. And I feel like when you have a business, you bring in the contractors, you get what you expect. They're a contractor. They're not really going to care about.
They're not invested in the long-term decisions. Yeah. And they just want to win. Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's why, even though Lampard was a young manager, like the way that he was going,
smash
as it started.
Oh, you dickhead!
For fuck's sake!
Second half started. Yeah. Okay.
Started.
Let's tune in. How was the first half? I missed the first half still.
So we looked better. We looked better than we have. We looked a bit more controlled. Like we were creating some opportunities, but nobody's got their shooting boots on today, man.
No, well, Kane was getting shots off and getting on target.
Popping them off, yeah? Say no more, King.
I feel like if Kane played against Chelsea, he would have scored. Like, Kane always scores against Chelsea, man.
Got a goal in him, yeah. How's Ndombele been?
He's been good.
Are you sure?
Who's on your right-hand side today?
Pretty much Aurier. Everyone else is just sort of cutting inside and clogging up space in the centre, to be honest.
Okay. But more as a third attacker, yeah?
Yeah.
Say no more, man. How long's Reguilon out for?
Huh?
How long's Reguilon out for?
Jose said like a month.
Okay. I used to think Ben David was solid, you know.
So did I. He's actually.
What's happened? He was solid. What happened to him?
He was solid. He was solid.
What do you say? What did you say, Dan?
Is it just that regular? Do you know, like when you at first when you had Sky and you couldn't rewind TV, etc., you was just happy with Sky, but then when you go to Sky Digital, you can't go back. You know what I'm saying? Is that what it is with
Sky Digital, you know?
Not even just. I think he was just a solid left back.
He used to be.
Yeah, don't know. He's fallen off, man. He's not 30 yet, is he?
Nah, he's actually
not that. The thing with Ben Davis is he was never meant to be first choice. So I think a lot of our fan base, when he was deputising Danny Rose, anytime he came in, he looked good.
Yeah.
Whereas when you start seeing these limited players in your team week in, week out, you just get fatigued. You're just like, why is this guy our first choice? So I think he's suffering from that. He's not a bad player. He's just limited. So
yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, he probably needs this is your big chance emotionally to give everything. Whereas if he's playing regularly, you're not going to get the most out of him.
Yeah, and his liabilities show a bit more when you're in team week in, week out. I guess so, man. I guess so. Boy, how's Gallagher been today?
He's been okay.
I've been watching that.
Yeah, I don't really think he's had much of the ball to make a big impact, to be honest. So
you saying that you're just passing through, yeah?
Pardon?
Yeah, I haven't really been watching. I'm waiting for a bow. That's what I'm here
Okay, you're just coming back.
coming to my enemy's funeral just to make sure that he's really dead, sort of
I'm
thing.
what Tobes does to the Chelsea lives. I'm here. Do you know what I'm saying?
Jones had a lot to say yesterday, boy. That's kind of why I'm coming.
Yeah,
That's why I'm here.
yesterday was fun, man. I literally ate for days.
He needed that.
Yeah.
I didn't Lamella actually get to that ball.
Lamella's actually done well today. I'm not gonna lie.
It was one of the best lives in terms of storyline. Do you know what I'm saying? In terms of the way that it swung, like the minute where everyone was on Sebi and Mariah, everyone was on them, and then bam, a goal for United, and it was like relax.
It was so good.
Stay there.
Right. It was such a record for power.
Yeah, like if that was a podcast, it would stay there.
I heard you at the end, Dan. Yeah, stay there.
The tonation is correct.
Yeah, that was a proper gut punch. That game, proper. Yeah, man. Well, I'll get into it on this evening's pod anyway.
What was you gonna say?
I think I'll tune into that one still.
Don't you tune into them normally?
Do we have a Spurs rep? Do we have a Spurs rep?
No, we don't.
Or
do we have a Spurs rep, guys? You guys haven't had a rep on for weeks.
I think Tobes. Yeah, Tobes can do it.
What time?
You ain't been on for weeks, brother.
I know.
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah, Babs is on too. But what are we doing? Are we doing it during the Chelsea game or after? Because
I thought you said after. I thought you said after, right? Yeah, that's fine by me. What, 9 o'clock? Yeah, that's fine by me, man.
Cool. I'll update everyone.
Yeah. Get a couple of Dunkins on. Get a couple of Dunkins. Watch some Attack on Titan. That sounds like a good evening plan for me.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very bullish. Very bullish because you got Sheffield United. Yeah.
So wait, we're doing.
I've got to be, man. I've got to be bullish, man. I've got to be bullish, man.
Still,
I am, man. I've been talking, man. You know me.
No, you ain't been talking. Actually,
I've been talking, man. I've been talking. I've been talking cryptically. You know,
front runners,
very cryptically.
Them front runners, man.
Yo, yeah. A picture says more than 1,000 words, isn't it? So he's just been putting these memes in. Do you know what I'm saying? He's still been talking.
Yeah. Hiding during Chelsea lives.
Hey, look, it's not my fault I have to stream the games, all right? You know? Yeah.
Come on, man.
We can't have all these apps like you do.
Go on, release.
What's the
hell, man? That's when you think this guy's doing something good. He just goes and does that. 2 options there.
What, Lamella, yeah?
So
Lamelion.
So
say no more.
I like that.
Lamelion. Oh, man. Jeez. That a lot like riding on that Liverpool City game, man. Well, I don't even know I'm feeling a lot riding on it. I just want City to separate themselves and just let it be done. I'm tired of the talk.
I've been telling man for a couple of weeks still that Liverpool, man, meeting us in the top 4 race, and then we've been shit, so we're not in the top 4 race. But
go on.
Yeah, man, Liverpool top 4 team now.
Okay.
Yeah, but Liverpool top 4. We're top 4. Leicester are kind of just their second season in a row being there and thereabouts. So yeah, they're gonna look to make the progress from what they did last season. Yeah, we'll see. I think even the teams deeper down, there's a lot of football to be played, man. So to be honest, everyone in the top 10 is kind of still looking at top 4.
Have Liverpool reset the clock? Is it on 30 years and counting again? Yeah.
If you're not chasing the title, then do you know what I'm saying? You're like Liverpool and Man City. They don't want to just finish in the top 4. They're chasing the title. That tells you
that you fall. You'll fall and you'll land in the top 4. Yeah,
exactly. So all of the teams that are just happy to be top 4, they're not. I don't consider them top 4 teams. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think Ollie said post game. We were not supposed to be challenges or something. It's like, you're starting with the loser talk now, man. Like a couple of games ago, you was like, yeah, you know, like
where are you going?
Oh, played goal.
Nah, Hoybier class, man.
What a goal!
Is it a goal?
When Harry Kane gets there,
finally,
you know he ain't missing, man.
Has Son played better this game?
No, this game.
I don't know.
He has been better. He's been better than he was, but that's not saying much, is it?
Just go for a
Speak
bad
on it,
period,
Si,
mate.
man. Speak on it, Si.
He's been dreadful, man.
He's been what? Oh, wow. Wow.
He,
Wow. We've got witnesses here. We've got witnesses here as
Son
well.
has been pants for a
Now
good few
record
games,
it.
but
Nah, Dan is disgraceful.
Yeah, that's a nice finish, Kane. Slick.
But this is the thing, though.
You don't
Like,
think he's 100% fit?
no,
No,
of
I
course
don't.
not. Of course not.
They don't
Say
need
the
But
first half, but he's
100%
done his
Kane.
thing.
They don't
He's done
even
his
need
thing.
Pochettino did it to him. Pochettino used to do it to him as well, man.
Harry Kane is like the
Everyone does it.
equivalent to Kevin Durant, innit? You just need him to be 80% and he's
What a finish.
smashing things in the back of the net, bro.
Yeah, this is what I was saying when you asked about the first half. He was getting shots off, and I think he was unlucky. And that's the difference between even though you had a few attacks. If he played against Chelsea, he 100% would have worked Mendy a lot more.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
That's what kind of Chelsea missed. You know, when you watch, Chelsea was dominating, but we don't really have like a shooter like that.
Hey,
Like,
actually,
even the movements just to get the ball. Like,
no, I was gonna say something to Dan, but it wasn't a Discord chat because it just came to my head, and I just said I'll message him instead.
okay, cool.
Look at Ben Davis doing no look passes and that. What's that about?
Confidence is back, yeah.
He's sourcing, yeah.
Kane comes back, everybody's got like 5% more belief.
Yeah, man. Makes players around him better. That old cliche. He makes the players around him better. Respect.
It's such a weird thing for Spurs, like, do you know what I'm saying? Having an injury-prone player that they rely on so much.
Yeah.
That is Spursy. I'll say that from now. That's Spursy. Injury-prone players that we rely on. That's Spursy.
I wonder how many years this coming back early thing shaves off the end of his career. When does he become washed?
Who? Harry Kane.
Yeah.
But don't you think that?
I think his game is multifaceted enough for him to be able to survive it. To be honest,
don't you think that the fact that you can get a tune out of a 50 or 40% Kane, that bodes well in terms of him going into like the last stages of his career because he doesn't need the push.
I don't think he can kick on from here. You know, like because he's like signed this contract with Spurs. I think he's just going to stay at Spurs forever. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think anybody could buy him like now.
Yeah.
But you know, because he just has so many injuries, you know, like for example, if he wasn't like injury prone, yeah, and he had signed a contract, I could still see a club coming in for him. But yeah, with everything like what he is, I think he'd just become a Spurs all-time legend.
Yeah, a one-man team.
Yeah. I think that's him.
Yeah,
that's a good conversation. To be fair, sorry to cut you, but
no.
If for example he wins one Prem at Spurs,
yeah,
in some reality where that happens,
yeah,
is that not worth maybe 2 or 3 at say a Man City?
At Man City,
probably
maybe.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, it is worth it.
Oh, no.
It is worth it. Just the chances of it happening at present don't seem likely.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Especially not with
because we
like
bottomed
it
out.
has to be. I think it has to be during his prime. So,
Yes.
I don't know where the team comes around him when he's past his prime to necessarily do it. Probably if you ask somebody like Totti, does he regret not leaving Roma? I'd probably tell you no. They won one. Yeah, they won one, and they came close 2 or 3 times after that as well. And yeah, they'll never forget him there. Oh, go!
Yes!
They'll never forget him there.
That's a good goal.
You see Sonny,
yes!
You see Sonny here now. You see what I'm saying?
Goals. Yes!
Daddy's on the pitch now.
Fucking yes! Come on!
Yeah.
I knew. Say
Anu has literally been.
You see Son, he's alive, isn't it?
Yes!
Harry Kane on the pitch and Son scores.
It's a different player.
That's interesting, man. That's
very
interesting, man.
Sebi, remember?
That's it. Hey, it's interesting. That's what I got to say.
You see what I'm saying?
But we do realize.
That's top level analysis, Anu.
Son had not scored since January 2nd. right?
Harry
With or
Kane
without
on the
Kane
pitch,
on the,
he scores.
with or without him on
Harry
the
Kane
pitch.
started that attack.
Right?
Harry Kane
Let's
started.
dead that.
It's
Let's dead
always
that. Yeah.
That was all Harry. That was all Harry
It's like
Kane.
you can't argue with facts. Like
That's
Ali was
all
literally
Harry Kane.
said, when he's back.
No,
like,
but the facts ain't
That's all Harry
facting, mate.
Kane, man.
The facts ain't facting. Your math ain't mathing, my guy. Looking like Poku Banks out here.
Son is 70% Harry Kane.
Wonderful. Thank you, man. Thank you.
He is now world class.
It's Anu Banks, baby. Look at this guy.
I'm happy for him. He's had a
I'm happy for him.
He's had a tough few games.
So he's got 13 and there's what 16 games left.
But let's ask Harry. Let's ask Harry if he'll get that. I want him to know.
Harry Kane is so going to get 20 league goals.
Yeah, ask Harry.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
I think it's fine, man. Like, good players make other good players better. Simple.
It's not. It's not. It's just the acceptance from the Tottenham fan to accept it. That was all. It was never a bad thing.
No, you're talking rubbish again, though.
It was never
talking rubbish. Hey, let's just ignore it. Let's see how long he continues.
You know what you're doing, and now
look at that! Look at that!
Oh, referee!
You're talking rubbish again, though, bro. Like, there's no need for it as well. Yes, Harry Kane makes Son better, but to suggest that Son doesn't turn up without Harry Kane is ludicrous.
Okay, Tobes, let me give you one. Let me give you one.
Let's talk.
All right, cool. So Harry Kane, so Son when he's with Harry Kane, I'd say he's world class. Do you think Son without Harry Kane is world class or just a very good player?
I don't ever think he's world class personally.
I've only thought he's operated at world class level this season, though.
Okay, so
this season when it was linked up with Kane,
Harry Kane.
Yeah,
and that was his best season. That you thought right now at the beginning of the season he was on fire. Him and Harry Kane linking up, world class, whatever. I'm saying without Harry Kane, do you still see that level of Son?
But the level that you saw with Son, yes, Harry Kane was the one that was finding the passes. But the reason why I was thinking he's operating at a world class level isn't because Harry Kane's there holding his hand. He had to put those chances away. His conversion, Son's finishing is never going to be disputed.
Yeah,
we covered this.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what took him to that world class level this season so far. Anyway, the thing is with Son, I don't even feel 100% comfortable calling him a world class player. But what I will say, as I said, is that this season he has operated at a world class level, and the things that he's done to a world class standard this season isn't just because Harry Kane's in the team. The only reason why that is because Harry Kane is the only player. Harry Kane is the only player apart from Ndombele who can actually find passes. And the way that one sec. The way that was set up to play, now, Son is the guy who's at the end of chances. He's not a player who is told to get much more involved in build up. Tactical instruction.
Wait. Hold on. Seb, you know what I think as well? Because when Kane's in the team, a lot of the distractions for the opposition would be to focus on Kane, and therefore it takes the concentration away from the attention away from Son.
No.
Whereas when Son
I disagree with that.
No, I disagree.
Let me finish. When Son's maybe the only striker, that's your only threat. He has to come out.
I disagree. And do you know why I disagree? I disagree because
where are your threats without Son on the team? Go on. Why?
What's that? The reason
it's just Son up top. Do you know what I mean? That's the only threat of getting a goal, realistically. For example, when you played against Chelsea, when you played against Brighton, your only threat of getting a goal was really with Son being the only
I think that says more about the rest of the squad and less so to do with just Kane and Son.
A world-class player, though. A world-class player should be able to.
All right, but let's refer back to.
Good point.
Anu, you're saying world-class players. Son has carried this team on his back many, many times without Harry Kane. So I don't know where this.
When you say many times, when you say
I need some.
Every year when Harry Kane goes out,
Mariah, we've been through this yesterday. I was reading off.
Oh, like what's the length of the body of work is what I'm saying when you say many times.
Months. I'm talking
like what, 2 months, 2 months, 3 months.
I'm talking. Mariah, I'm talking 2 to 3 months per season. This guy puts the club on his back and he scores goals. Yes, he's a streaky player. Yes, he operated at world-class level prior to this season. But there's a bona fide fact which is shown if anyone who watches Spurs, literally the past 3 years, every single time Harry Kane got injured, this guy steps up to the plate. In the Champions League, in the Premier League, in competitions, it's not even. And the reason why I get triggered is because for you to say that about Son means that you don't watch us play. For you to say that about Son.
So when Kane comes out, is he less streaky?
What? Yes.
When Kane come out,
100%.
Yes, 1,000%. Yes.
It's been well documented.
No, do you know what's even crazy? It got to some was carrying this team so much
that people said we were better without Harry Kane.
That people were even spouting nonsense saying that Son should be our main striker. We don't need Harry Kane. Like people were actually losing their mind because of the work that this guy was getting through. And people.
What seasons are we talking about?
I'm talking about
the Champions League final season
and the season before. I'm talking about last season and the season before, and it's not even just that. I'm talking, and it's not even just seasons. Every single time Kane gets injured, he carries the team. He's done it literally the last 2 seasons on the trot now. The only reason why you've not seen it as much is because Harry Kane's missed 2 games this season. He's allowed to. The problem with Son is allowed to have bad performances. The level that he's played at this season has been ridiculous. He's allowed to go through a period where 3-4 games where he's not playing well, and we will comment on it.
It's a lot for a world-class player. 4 games.
How is it a lot, bro? Harry Kane was.
I think it's fine.
Don't tell me it's a lot. Harry Kane was fucking shit in this. Harry Kane was fucking shit in this. And you didn't say anything. So don't tell me that.
Where does Harry Kane shit?
I kind of agree with you, now in regards to what you're saying, But one question I'm going to ask you, is do you think, Rashford with Kane is a better player?
What do you mean?
Do you think if Rashford had Harry Kane, he'd be a better player?
Rashford.
I don't know. So because Harry Kane is a world-class player, so playing with a world-class player. I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
All right, let's say, cool. Let's talk about Rashford and Kane for England. Yeah, let's talk about.
Yeah, the link up is good, but Seb, there's a difference here. There's a difference at Spurs. The only players who can feed Son are Kane and Ndombele. At Man United, it's completely different. At Man United, who feeds
Rashford at Man United?
Pogba feeds Rashford. Bruno Fernandes feeds Rashford.
I promise you. Go check the stats of Pogba to Rashford. Pogba is probably the guy who starts the move.
I get that, but Seb, what I'm saying is, Paul Pogba has the. I've literally seen it with my own eyes where he's picking man out. He has the ability to do that, and I'm saying
that's the ability, for sure. But
what I'm saying to you is, you have much more options than we do when it comes to players who can create chances. We don't.
But I'm saying if none of them do it and Harry Kane does it, that's the issue.
But Bruno Fernandes is doing it though, bro. How many assists has he got this season? Bruno's
Fernandes, will shake your whole team for 90 minutes and then manage to do a pass.
I get that. Seb, listen. Kane is a world-class player. He makes any team improve. But the point being made, the original point being made here is, what does Sonny do without Kane in the team? And what I'm giving is there's clear.
Yeah, I said I agree with you. I agree with you now. But what I just wanted to say, is I personally feel like I'm happy. You know what I would do? Yeah, I would give you Pogba and you give me Harry Kane, and I think we win the league.
What do you mean? Wait, so what?
I'll give you Pogba for all the creation that you think he gives. I'll give you him, and I will take Harry Kane, and I think we win the league. And I think Rashford gets probably 20 goals this season.
Yeah, Rashford is winning the league because Harry Kane is the best player in the league.
And then I think the conversation regarding Rashford changes. Then this is what I'm trying to say to you. I feel like there's certain positions. Like for example, if I'm a world class number 9, or sorry, if I'm a winger and I'm a winger, I'd rather link up with a world class number 9 than anybody else.
But Seb, Son's been playing with Kane for years though. Like I get your point,
and he has the ratings.
No. But Son's been playing with Kane for years, but. Like I feel like we're doing Son a disservice here by not giving him enough credit for what we've seen from him this season. Yes, Harry Kane is the one that's feeding him, but he's gone from a very good finisher to a literally deadly finisher this season, bro. Like you have to give him that.
If he's improved in that year, that I'm giving him his ratings. Do you know what I mean? I give Son his ratings. I'm on record saying I want Son at Man United. That's a fact. I've said I wanted Son at Manchester United. My thing is, I'm saying, is that what you shouldn't underestimate is the level of number 9 Harry Kane is, which I think improves what Son is. I feel like the perception of Son, you're allowed to have that perception of Son right now because the way he links up with Harry Kane is sick. And I'm not saying that's all Harry Kane because Son has to have some skill. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, a lot of that is to do with Harry Kane in my opinion.
But Seb, I can totally get that if you said this season because of how we're playing. There's a bit of an echo in the background. I'm not sure what that is, but
I don't know what that is.
What I'm saying is that Son, we've seen, even though this is the first season he's operating at world class level, we've seen Son many a time do things by himself without Harry Kane. We've as Spurs fans, we've watched games where Kane's been.
That's where I need to be better and look at those.
But the testament to that is we have had backup strikers struggle to make it in the team because Son has been the preferred second option to Harry Kane when he's been out. So again, this narrative that he needs him on the pitch is redundant because, as has already been mentioned, there was talk when we had Eriksen, Dele,
Son
playing.
You don't need him on the pitch. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying the level between him when Harry Kane is on the pitch and when Harry Kane isn't on the pitch, there's a different level.
It's clear, yeah.
I think even that is slightly reductive.
I agree.
Of the fact that when he's been out of the team and Son has come in and played the Harry Kane role or position or whatever, he's performed with Dele. He's performed with Eriksen. He's performed with.
But Tobes has told
I'm talking stretches of games where he's been bagging.
Son is sick, but Tobes has just told me this is the first season he's performing at a world class level.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because his numbers aren't really mad to me. So until this season,
exactly.
So as a streaky player, generally speaking, I'd be interested to see his numbers when Harry Kane is not in the team as well.
But Harry Kane has missed. Harry Kane has missed prior to this season. Harry Kane has missed a minimum of what 3 to 6 months over the past 3 seasons. And over the past 3 seasons, Son scored 9. I think last season he got 19 goals and like 11 or 12 assists in all competitions. The season before that, 20 goals and 10 assists in all competitions. The season before that,
I don't do the GA thing. I'm just looking at his goals in it.
Okay. So if you want to look at,
I don't think his goal numbers are mad.
They're quality. What do you mean? They're not.
I don't think they're mad. I think they're good numbers for.
No. They're not. I think they're good. Bro.
So my thing is when I look at they're good numbers. They're good numbers.
Somebody's echoing crazy
they're
still.
quality numbers, bro. They're
good numbers.
No. They're quality numbers. You can't tell me that a wide man scoring a minimum. A wide man scoring a minimum of 19 goals and a maximum of 21 goals. How can you tell me that's just good? That's quality return. But I'm not hearing it.
It's good numbers. I'm looking more at his league numbers. So 14, 12, 11, and up until the season 12 and 21. So I'm just running in those spells within the patchy form he generally has, and then the carrying of the team when Harry Kane is out. I just don't see carry a team numbers in there.
One of the things that also factor in.
Quickly, just to add, did you look at the amount of games he played? Because 14 goals in like 28 games, that's really good. Do you know what I'm saying?
14 and 34, 12 and 37, 12 and 31, 11 and 30.
And bear in mind, it was only until like probably midway through the 2018 season that this guy was a bona fide starter in the team. Yeah.
Okay,
so only until
okay, so 12, so I'm just looking at the league. I'm looking at the league numbers. So 12 and 37, 12 in 31, 11 in 30. I wonder he's probably bagged like maybe 3 or 4 when Harry Kane was around, and that's probably maybe in 15 games. Maybe I just don't. The numbers don't translate to any mad form to me. The goal scoring numbers anyway don't translate to any mad form to me. So maybe I'm just obviously
for me, one of the big contextual elements, though.
I haven't done the deep dive of the numbers, so like if there could someone could provide okay, these were the games Harry Kane was out. These were his stats that he got when Harry Kane wasn't out. Because I don't really see mad numbers here, personally. I don't see.
For me, it's less to do with the conversation. For me, has never necessarily been about numbers. It's about the moments in which he shows up and shows his qualities to that top level. We've seen it. We've seen him do it against Man City in the season where we made it to the Champions League final. Every game that he played against them, he bagged. Against Arsenal, against Chelsea, against these teams, he shows up. Obviously, the last couple of seasons we've been changing formation, so the onus has been more on him to be a goal scorer than a creator. He's deputised to Kane over large stretches of seasons. I think all of these components play into like how he's now perceived versus how he was perceived beforehand.
Yeah, but the reason his perception has gone up now is because of his numbers. Like it's a numbers game for attackers. So his numbers don't pop out of the screen in these seasons. Like he's had good moments, is what you're telling me, in key parts of the season when Harry Kane hasn't been there. If I was going, I went to go and pull up Salah's numbers, Mane's numbers, Mbappe, they will just stand out to me. They're like the numbers make him undeniable. What I'm saying is, from what you've said, I could be wrong. I'm saying from what you've said, the numbers don't really coincide with him being that guy. So I'm like, okay, he played 12 games without Harry Kane and he bagged 8 goals, and I'd be like, okay, so there's a body of work that shows he's bagging. But I think he probably bagged just as much with Kane as without Kane.
But Roy, one second. I'll be honest though, sir. I was literally referring to just this short spell this season. I can't say that I knew the stats of him without Kane in that Champions League season. But those 3 big games he had this season when Kane weren't there, and that's what I was referring to. The guy looked like a completely different player, and he did absolutely nothing. And that was what. And I was referring to the half of the Liverpool. I'm saying that was the body of work I was referring from. The half of that Liv game, the guy went ghost. The Brighton game, which is a game you needed someone to step up there, and of course the Chelsea game, and those are big games in my opinion.
Okay. But Anu, is he?
Last thing, if you're admitting that he was pulled then and it was a dip and that he was unlike himself, then fair. But that was more the admission that without Kane in those 3 games, the guy was a shadow of himself.
That's not true though, because
that's more of a symptom of the system for me. If I'm honest,
it's not a case. It's not a with or without Kane thing. He played bad. Why can't it just be he played bad?
That's what I'm saying. That was what I was referring to. Those 3 games he played bad, and Kane was. I'm attributing that to Kane not being on the pitch. I feel like I'm allowed to attribute to that. I don't think has your system changed ridiculously much in those 3 games from what it was at the beginning of the season. I don't think.
I mean, in the first 11 games of the season, his numbers were way different than they have been in the last 11 games. So it's very, very much it's reductive to be it's coincided with Kane not being in the team. He was a bit poor before then, to be honest. So I would say he's just been in one of his streaky periods over the course of the season, and this is something we discussed on the pod earlier in the season when we spoke about his world-class status. I've been saying for a long time I can't call him world-class despite his world-class ability because of the fact that he goes through these spells where he's streaky and he's inconsistent and he's not as decisive as I would like him to be in the sense that, say, a Mane or a Salah is. So again, I don't attribute it to Kane at all because we've been shit for 3 months. So
And that's fair. And that's maybe me giving him too much credit than he's due. Then maybe he's just not world class. Then, and we shouldn't be labeling him that. I think that ends the whole debate.
So it's just not that good.
Maybe he's just not.
If you don't think he's world,
maybe that just closes this all off.
If you don't think he's world class, you don't think he's world class. We had this discussion. We had this discussion in the Discord a couple weeks back. If someone said to me, "I don't think Son's a world class player," I'm not going to argue with you because I feel like there's a lot of evidence to back it up in recent seasons that he has been streaky and inconsistent. But if you're giving me, as I said, if you're giving me my opinion, I feel like he's played at a world class level this season. So if someone also equally said to me, "Yeah, you know what? This season I feel like Son's been a world class player," I'm not going to argue it either. I'm really not.
Okay.
I just don't like debating when you see him have a bad game and man are saying that it's because Kane aren't in the team. I don't like that.
But it wasn't just one though. If it was one, I wouldn't have said anything. It wasn't just one. That was 300 pounds.
Technically,
so what if it was 300
pounds?
But... So what? Sadio Mane's been. I'm not saying Son's better than Sadio Mane, but Sadio Mane's been dead for months. And what? Like, are you going to say he's not a world-class player? Are you now going to question his credentials as one of the best wingers in the league? You're not. He's playing bad. Bro,
he's not playing world-class.
And the thing is, our team, like Sai said, our team generally have not played well for the best, almost coming up to 3 months now. We've not played well. And even in that period as well, I can give you games like Liverpool, when we lost 2-1 at Anfield, yeah? Kane was poor. His first touch was bad. Nothing was sticking, and he missed two opportunities in on goal. Son, on the periphery of the game, but due to the way that our team set up, where he's playing further up than Kane, he gets one chance and he slots it. Like that's literally his main objective this season. That's the design. So when I'm seeing you say, "Oh yeah, he played bad 3 games on the spin," yeah, he did play bad 3 games on the spin, but he's literally carried this team for like 80-90% of the season, bro. So that's why I take offense to it.
Surely it's no coincidence now he's just scored today. Surely it's no coincidence that he scored today. Kane's now.
No, there's definitely a coincidence because Kane's only been out for 2 games.
And the
Kane's only been out for. Kane's been out for 2 games, and prior to that, Son hadn't scored since January 2nd.
I'm just saying,
so that's a whole month without him scoring. So there is no coincidence.
But he scored against one. He scored against Sheffield United as well. But let me. He scored against that team, Bradford in the League Cup final. But again, Anu, to look at these 3 games and say because of Kane, it's now reminded because. As I said, we have not been playing well for weeks now. Against Wolves, where were you there? Son was put out on this stupid right-wing position, marginalised out of the game. Harry Kane was poor as well. Both of them didn't score, but there was no commentary there. Leicester, when we lost 2-0, both of them played there. Both of them played poorly. There was no commentary there. Why is it only now when Kane's out of the team, all of a sudden, oh yeah, it's no coincidence that blah blah blah. Son, the levels have dropped. Like,
because that's when my focus came on to watching Spurs games. But yeah, that's my
point exactly. So when you make these statements, it falls on deaf ears for me because we're watching this team week in, week out, and you're looking at a small sample size, and you're making a statement that
I'm invested now. Oh, I'm watching now every game. Oh, I'm invested. I'll tell you that now. So no, we're gonna come back to this in a few weeks still. No way. Oh, I'm invested now.
All right, cool. Let's wrap that conversation up. I'll put it on the.
We continue.
The other attack, he just didn't get himself back quick enough. Here, look.
Why is this still 2-0? By the way, I don't understand it.
But you think it should be more?
No, I'm saying why have we not made an opportunity of the fact that we're playing a very shit team and scored more goals?
When's your next game after this one?
Everton in the Cup and Man City.
Cup midweek. I don't know who you guys have got.
Midweek FA Cup game. The game's gone now.
Midweek FA Cup.
It's gone. Yeah, I think even in terms of what Son's doing this season, He's not showing any ability that we didn't know he had. It comes down to consistency. Consistency reflecting your numbers, and then they get you the world-class tag.
I hear that, man. I agree.
That was a large component of what we sort of set out as his target for the season. I think he's been in that level just below what would be considered world class for 1.5, maybe almost 2 seasons, I'd say.
Facts.
So it's one of those situations like when you map out the expectations for a player, you need their ability to be shown in tangible instances, either big game moments or statistics over the course of a season. And you can have a combination of both. And we're seeing that in Son. It just might be a little bit too late for us to really, really certify him as a world-class player.
Yeah.
It's a bad challenge.
Anyone think Big Sam's keeping this team up?
Thank God, man. Good. Send them down, man.
I said, does anyone think he's keeping this team up?
No chance. No chance. I don't even know why they sacked Village. Like, I don't know what they expected Big Sam to come and do with this team.
They don't have much about them. You know, sometimes when a team goes down and you think, okay, cool, we can poach this player, that player, this player. Like, who are the players in West Brom that you'd be looking to poach if you could get them?
Pereira.
Yeah, I knew you'd say Pereira because you've been the fan.
That's
Pereira, Gallagher. That's probably about it.
Pereira, the only player I like. He's actually a baller. He's suffering here. Even like the first game this season, he was actually sick at the start of the season.
Yeah, he's done well. Like, I check stats regularly, and I forgot about who he was because Seb told me about him last season. Yeah. But you see, like, chance creation, he's up there.
Yeah. No, he's
just obviously you've got to be surrounded by ballers to like get those assist numbers to where like people start concentrating.
He was sick versus us. I think he played like number 10 versus us. It's proper good.
He even had, when you know you done good when you have one of those match of the day profiles where they
He had
one of
Yeah.
Healed up pretty quickly from the latest injury, but I think.
Yeah, even Dems just said in the group as well.
Oh, he just said that, yeah.
He's just picking up Pereira still.
Yeah, he's a baller, man.
But I feel like maybe that's it. Like, I can't even. Gallagher, I guess, but obviously he's at Chelsea anyway.
He's at Chelsea,
yeah.
What's his chances of actually making it at Chelsea? Do you think he gets another Prem loan next season?
If Lampard's going to say it'll be pretty high because he's English and he's got heart and desire. But now Tuchel's here, it's going to be it's going to be difficult. So he probably needs another loan at a bigger club.
Was he highly rated?
Yeah, so like he doesn't function. He does that kind of that hard-working function. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be mad skillful to do that, but at the same time, technical wise, he's all right. Plus, he could like we saw it more for Charlton, but he can score like long ranges, and that always helps when you score goals as well in terms of your profile. But yeah, I think that because of the amount of work that he gets through, do you like how Declan Rice is rated? I think that he could definitely be one of those players. You know what I'm saying? That gets into the England team because they need someone to do the uglies. He was in that team, that under-70s team with Foden, Sancho.
The one that won the World Cup.
Yeah, Hudson. Yeah, and he was the one that did all the dirty work. Do you know what I'm saying? And he carried that pretty much by himself.
The ballers flourish, yeah. Okay.
I like Gallagher, but Chelsea have so many central midfielders coming through.
We do, but how many in his profile? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to make like Chelsea anyway. But his profile's unique in terms of most of our players are passers. You know what I'm saying? Goals like final third, attacking midfielders.
I guess you'd argue Ampadu's the most but he's like playing as a centre back, and I'm not sure where he'll kind of fit in as a centre back or a CDM eventually.
Yeah, Ampadu, what's happening with him? Is he going to make it at Chelsea? You've not got a lot of players, man.
Yeah, but Ampadu. When you have a new manager, it's difficult to say, isn't it?
I would love him to, but I don't know.
Yeah, I like Ampadu.
Yeah, he looks good. It's hard to judge at Sheffield, but he looks good. He looks good.
I think he was sick before. Like when I used to watch him before, I was a massive fan. But because he's had like a couple loans and like even like for Wales, he hasn't really like set the light on fire for me recently. And I feel like some like young players are like they some of them could be like affected when they don't play regularly. Man, he looks a bit shaky. I used to love him before, but he's on now.
Confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what he's on now.
Yeah, especially when you're playing for a team like Chef and they were losing every single week. He's probably just like affected.
I still believe in him in terms of. I
was
just like
saying that to you. I was saying that to you, Dan and Meads, I think, about Ruben. I can't remember.
You were in the group.
Being in the team that's winning rather than being in the Prem or whatever that's losing. When we was having a debate about Fulham, obviously now Fulham, but like going to a team and losing is mad. Like you're not able to ball the way you want to ball. Like the manager's just trying to keep his job. Sometimes you're getting flung, like you're getting flinging in like different positions or whatever. And I don't think it's like beneficial for a loan. I'd rather go to the top of the championship, and ball in a winning team, because if I already know that I'm good, and it's more so just about playing time rather than I need to improve. Ruben's thing is just consistency, and he just needs to play.
I hear that.
I think he's actually great.
So looking at it now, then, because we did have this conversation about, I was saying that Fulham would be a good loan if the manager plays him and if he gets. So how do you think it's panned out? Do you feel like
because Fulham done a big rehaul, innit? Like overhaul, sorry, they done a big overhaul, and now they've got ballers around you. But at the start of the season, it was fucking shit. Like I would hate to, like as a player, I'd hate to be in that environment. Like, you're just literally fighting for your life like 24/7, and then on top of that, you're playing shit football. Scotty Parker, like he's blessed that Scott Parker still wants to play the right way, and he's brought in big ballers. Like I'll be so surprised if Fulham go down. They've got ballers.
I don't want them to. They've got enough. They've got enough Premier League.
I don't want them to. I don't want them to go down at all. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas at the start of the season, it was horrific. Like I would just go to like the top of the championship, play ball, and just destroy that league. Innit? Yeah, I mean it's a confidence build.
Yeah, that definitely worked for Chelsea as well. Not top of the championship, but obviously we had like Tammy, Mount, Tomori.
That's like when you're
competing.
That's when you're 18, 19. You know what I'm saying?
My problem is that if you ball in the championship, it doesn't justify coming back into like a Prem team and being like, because everyone will be like, "Oh, it's the championship."
That's what Dan and that was saying.
That's the problem. Right? That's the problem. Even though it would be a winning team, it's still straight back in the bottom. Like, can't come back and claim your place, because everyone will be like, "Oh, it's a championship," no matter what. And even when you watch the championship, the level is different. The quality is different. It's clear.
Yeah, there's a big difference, but I wouldn't say there's as much difference between the bottom of the Prem and the top of the Championship. It's probably
the bottom of the Prem they're playing like decent Prem teams though. So it's not even. It's also about
there's a difference in level for real.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a difference in level. But then if you look at teams like Wolves and Leeds, like when they were at the top of the Championship, as soon as they came up, they looked the part. So there is instances where
I think they're exceptions rather than the rule, though. Like Wolves were
probably.
They were full of like Europa League level.
Yeah, they got that weird Portuguese connection in it.
So they walked the championship. Did they get 100 points?
Maybe in life.
I can't remember, to be honest.
Nice little return to some sort of respectable play for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
Yeah, good win. You take it. That was a must win, though, wasn't it? No choice.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know how I feel, man. I'm torn.
Mourinho in, eh?
No.
Wolves got 99
with this. I can't lie.
Give him a new contract.
Nah, never. Send him back to Chelsea, mate.
No, thank you.
Good. Swap deal for Tuchel.
Please, you want a bit of Tita, yeah? Of course you do.
Swap Kane and Werner while we're at it as well.
No. We'll keep
Oh,
that.
nice
Starboy coming on though.
little Premier League debut for Dane Scarlett.
Starboy cameo, yeah.
Who's the Alfie?
Whoa, see? You see?
So that guy drink water made famous.
There, buddy.
Dane
Who says
Scarlett.
Starboy?
Cameo for who? Cameo for who?
To lights and run.
I love it because remember when that geezer on Arsenal Fan TV said, "Whose name is Harry Kane?" Remember that?
I don't remember that.
Remember that? Yeah. Well, do your Googles.
To be fair, yeah, that's
when that happened.
I remember Troy Parrott though.
Apparently, that Scarlett you's been banging bare goals though.
How old is he?
Like 16 or something.
16 or 17. But apparently, like he scored like a hat trick, like 4 games in a row or some shit like that.
Is he bagging at under 23 level? Yeah.
I don't know if it's under 23.
Solanke was banded up at under 23 level, man. Come on.
His whole thing was physical though.
They didn't specify that.
He was physical. He was stronger than the lad, stronger and faster.
It could have been.
I know you man have been
specify it.
Starving for Starboys for a good while, man.
Scarlett. Wait, why didn't this guy get any FA Cup time when all those kids were playing?
I think he's a bit younger than them.
Oh, really? Okay. Because even that guy scored in the FA Cup. Where is he? He hasn't come on. He hasn't been about since.
He sent him down to the gulag, innit? Like, I want him to stay.
Wait, who's that?
Jose.
Really? He dashed him. He did all right.
I want him to stay hungry and humble, innit?
Jose only sending his kid on to say "fuck you" to Gareth Bale. That's the kind of stuff he does. That's the stuff he does.
That's still the maddest thing. So, Bell didn't even come on. I don't understand this one.
It's a violation that Vinicius didn't get
260 bags to be playing top golf. We'd love to see it, man.
All right, man.
Courses are closed.
I'm out. Job done.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Job done. Top.
Yeah,
nice one.
We'll see you at 4:30. We'll see you at 4:30, brother. See you at 4:30.
Another 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, 4:30 removed, man.
Have one, peace.
I'll see you at 4:30. Yeah.
Come on.
Safe.
Love.